God said you were provided for. In the first thing ever written in the Bible, in the story of creation, God gave us the pathway to create success, health, harmony in our lives. So you can create the healing you want, you can create the success you want, you can create the harmony you want when you understand it was given to us as the first rule of creation. So today I want to explain exactly how to use that God principle within you and allow the creative aspects of God to work through you, your body, the cells of your body, your business, and anything that you need to create harmony and success in your life. Now, this is a very simple formula, but it's better than any manifestation techniques out there I've ever seen. And when you can surrender to this truth, you're going to create magic in your life. So let me break it down really simply, really easily for you guys. The thing is, we need to go back to Genesis if we want to talk about this. In Genesis 1:3, God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Now, why am I even telling you this as part of the first thing? Well, basically, God gave a declaration. He said, "Let there be light." He spoke it into existence, meaning that our words are powerful. Our inner conversation is powerful. And if there's no resistance to that inner conversation, it can create effortlessly and instantly. He made a declaration in that moment, didn't take action. Before anything existed, God spoke. This is the model. This is the model that you want to model yourself around. You speak your life into existence. So you start to realize that my words, my inner conversation, the inner dialogue that I have has an infinite power towards it. So I want to aim my conversations and my actions and words together into alignment of that which I want. So speak your body back to health. Speak your business to vibrancy. God told us this already. Before anything, He spoke. And the word was there. Now, we also said in Genesis, God said, let's create mankind in our image and in our likeness. Now, let's talk about that. So we're created in the likeness and image of God. Now, the likeness, let's think about that. What is God's being? What is God's attributes? God's attributes is creative, loving, lifeward, expansive. So we're made to be lifeward, expansive beings. We're meant to see this world as an opportunity to create, to have all that which we ever desired. And when we realize that, we can truly, finally relax in that knowing that we're here to create. We're not here to suffer. We're here to realize our own divinity within us. Now, I've often said there's that spark of power within you, but if you surrender it to God, God is that spark within you. Now it's off your shoulders. So just realize there's a God presence within you that wants to create through you. So as you let go, as you get out of the way, it's going to bring you that healing. Okay? So God spoke things into existence. That's not a metaphor. That's your identity. When you understand that the image of you is that you are godlike in principle, means that you don't have to try so hard. You don't have to keep efforting so much to create. You don't need to do all these manifestation techniques. You need to surrender to the fact that you are always creative. Life always wants to work through you. It always wants to expand within you. Okay? Then, Genesis 1:28, God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill this earth and subdue it." Now, this is a really big one. Be fruitful and multiply. It means, what does fruitful mean? It's lifeward. It's to grow. It's to expand. It's to have success, health, and harmony. It's to go and spread human nature across the earth. And it also told us we have dominion over this existence. So we do have an essence of power. Now, we don't want to think of it from an ego sense where we can control everything. But when we align to the true nature of God, which is peace, harmony, and flow, we can start to have dominion over reality, over our bodies, over all of this. So the first words from God to human beings were not instructions on how to work hard. They were a blessing and a declaration of our identity to be fruitful, which means you can create success, which means you can create health and abundance and love. So to be fruitful, God told us we are meant to do that. So I want you to realize your desires are God-given. That desire to be more, to have more health, to create more love is God-given because it was the first thing He ever told us to do. So you need to understand that too. And I'm going to give you a wonderful simple formula at the end of this to explain exactly what you want to do. And then God said he saw all that he made and it was very good. So after resting and knowing, he didn't worry about whether it would come together. He saw it as done. He saw the internal posture, right, of himself as done. It is good. I've achieved what I've done. So we have to live in that energy of the health we want, the harmony we want, the abundance we want. And I've found that letting go of the emotional turmoil around what this creative thing does. So there's creation here, which tries to be a mistress that brings us out of our alignment to God. It is done. This creation is inherently good. Okay? This is an inherently good place to live. The world is created by God and it is good and very good. There's nothing that wants to attack you. There's nothing that wants to harm you. See, the only thing that harms us is our own fear, is our own traumas, is the pains that we've been holding on to. So when we realize this, that what we're here to do is to be fruitful, to expand ourselves, to create heaven on earth, we're allowed to do that. But many of us don't think we're allowed to have this health or freedom or abundance. We think that money is the root of all evil, or that, when I don't deserve to be healthy because of the things I've done in life. God never said that of you. God said you're perfect, made in his likeness and image. So if you have a love for that idea of God, then you can realize that you are perfect, made in that likeness and image, and you can relax, okay? So what God is saying is for us to be. Because when he just is. So if we're made in the likeness and image of God, when we don't effort, we align to that true nature of God anyway, because God never efforted for anything. He just is and was and always will be. So then it brings us back to this idea, right? I don't need to force gratitude on top of myself. I don't need to do manifestation techniques or hours of meditation. I just need to be that state of being long enough to align to the true nature of God. Now, obviously, some of you here will go, well, I've been doing that. Why is it taking so much time? Because God also asks us to have faith in him. And sometimes he tests our faith by making us move through the 3 dimensions of space, because time is meaningless to God. But to us, it feels like it's taking time. But when you get that infinite patience and that non-resistance, you become that like God is, which is non-resistant to anything. It just is. So as we let go of the emotional turmoil inside, as we come to that alignment of who we truly are, as we understand that our job here is to expand our lives, to create, to explore, to be fruitful, to realize we have dominion over this place. Now, none of that's from ego. None of that's where anyone loses. It's where everything expands. It's where everyone wins. It's where you can win. You deserve health. You don't need to be punished anymore. We were never meant to be sick. We were never meant to be poor. We were never meant to suffer. We come on this earth to expand through that connection to God. And God said it in these first words to us in the Bible. So I really want you to understand, our job is to be, then to do and to have. So you become the thing that you want first. You live from that end place, that place of it being done, without resistance. Now, because we're emotional beings, you're going to get emotional resistance around things that seem big to you. But you have to understand that it is no more difficult for God to create a blade of grass than it is for him to create health, success, love in your life. It's no more powerful. So it's only our ego, our conscious mind that gets in the way of seeing something as big or a big deal. So actually becoming the master of your emotions allows you to create so much in your life by just trusting in God. At the beginning of this month, I fell off the wagon and I was pushing, trying, efforting, and all I got was impediments and delays. Luckily, through doing this work for years and teaching others, I knew all I had to do was align back to that true nature of needing nothing, desiring it, and then letting it go as if it was done. And all I did was let go of the fear. I didn't even try and affirm what I needed. I just let go of the fear and reminded myself that God is the true source of my supply. All my needs are met now and forever. And do you know what I did? I decided to take 3 days off. Even though life was saying to me, you need to work harder, I decided to take time off because that's the trust that I put in God. I said, I'm working too hard, God. I'm not putting this in your name. I'm not trusting you. I'm trusting in myself more than you. So I'm going to let go. And what happened? Where there was impediments and delays, there was only solutions. And things started to happen that I just can't explain. And I have so many stories like this where life just blesses me because of that, and my clients. So just know this, you were taught how to create. It was there. So you must be, not change. Just be you, unapologetically. Let go of the fears, guilt, shames, doubts. Then do. Walk in the world as that person. And then have. Because if you do those 3 things, it will come to you. Healing, success, love, and all good things. I hope this video helps you guys. I'm going to see you at the next one.